Water constitutes about 60% of the human body. While fluids are ingested and excreted at varying rates, the body has a remarkable ability to maintain homeostasis by regulating volume of fluid and its concentration of electrolytes. Inside the body, water moves freely across all membranes that separate the interstitium from the intracellular and intravascular spaces. However, electrolytes and other substances in the water cannot cross cell membranes. Substances like salt remain in the intravascular and interstitial spaces. The body maintains homeostasis by constantly regulating fluid exchange and ion concentration balance between these spaces. Focus on the water molecules and sodium ions. When excess water has been ingested, the body's concentration of water is higher than that of sodium. Water osmoses across membranes and into cells to achieve homeostasis. When there is too much water in the cells swell. This swelling makes us feel bloated. When less water is ingested, the concentration of sodium in the interstitium builds. Water travels across the concentration gradient out of the cells to achieve homeostasis. When too much water is needed in the interstitium from the cells shrink. This shrinkage makes us thirsty. Under stable conditions, even with varying volumes and concentrations of fluids, homeostasis is maintained by the permeability of cell membranes to water and their impermeability to sodium.
Hey everyone, it's Sarah, the registered nurse, RN.com, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about body fluid compartments and osmosis. So let's get started. Now, the average adult body is made up of about 60 to 70% of water. So that is a lot of fluid within our body. And this fluid has to be stored somewhere. And there are two main compartments that stores this fluid that I want you to remember. The first compartment is known as the intracellular compartment. And this is the fluid that's found within the cell. And intra means within. So remember, this is the fluid inside of our cell, as you can see here. Then we have the extracellular compartment, and this is the fluid found outside of that cell. And extra means beyond or outside, so we're talking about that fluid that is surrounding the cell. And it is made up of the intravascular fluid, which you can see here. This is also referred to as the plasma. Then we have the interstitial fluid, which you can see here in blue, and it's just hanging out around our cells. And then we have the transcellular fluid. So now let's take a closer look at these body fluid compartments, with the first being the intracellular space. So again, this was the fluid found inside of the cell, and this space actually accounts for 2/3 of our body water. So most of our fluid is inside of our cells. And then there's the extracellular space, which again is that fluid outside of the cell. And it accounts for 1/3 of our body water, and it includes the fluid compartments such as the interstitial fluid compartment. And the interstitial fluid compartment is the fluid that surrounds the outside of our cells. And this fluid plays a very vital role in helping be a medium for electrolytes and other substances to move to and from the cell to the plasma with the assistance of the capillaries. And the intravascular fluid compartment, which again is known as the plasma, is the fluid found inside the blood vessels, which contain so many important substances like electrolytes, blood cells, and so forth. And then lastly, we have the transcellular fluid compartment. And this is actually the smallest compartment, and this is the fluid that is found within certain body cavities, like the spinal fluid, the fluid that surrounds our heart and lungs and the joints.